Hello, event planners out there. It's Leslie Burns just talking to you again about event planning. Okay, today we have a question from Shelly, and Shelly wants to know where she's she's a new event planner. She wants to know where she can get some help. How can she become more experienced? How can she learn more about the industry? And how can she satisfy her clients? Okay, first thing I'm going to say this. There's a lot of different resources out there for you, Shelly. One of which is very valuable is looking at different books, different styles of event planning books. Some books are going to be very detail-oriented, very thick, very heavy with text, very small print telling you every detail that you will need to know to plan an event. The ins and outs of lighting, the ins and outs of hiring a DJ versus a band. All of that is information that you can use, but the book has to be an easy read for you. There are thousands of books on the market, and I'm writing one myself, so you can look for that in the spring. But for that is a good start. I would not say invest in a book at this time. I would say go to a bookstore, look and see what's on the shelves. Go to a library, look and see what's been in print, what's on the shelves there. When you find, don't get anything, especially from libraries that's older than 3 years, because trends change. Things in the industry, every year new books are coming out about what's current, and you want to stay current. You don't want the oldest material that's out there. So, starting with a book. Also, take a look at what's on the internet. Now, the internet, we all know how the internet is. Anybody can put something on the internet, but take it with a grain of salt. Remember, your brain is like a big jug. Right now you are filling it with information, and that information is going to come from a variety of sources. It's not going to come from one source. There is no quick fix all. Now when I do my books, I will do a series of books to take you from the very beginning through the intermediate stage, and then of course for advanced people who are doing different types of events. But for right now, just know that there is no one guide. So you need to look at that. Also, think about taking continuing education classes, or if you do not have a college degree, look at that as an option. Now, when I was in college and when I was taking my certificate training courses, because I am a certified event planner, I had choices, and I talked with my college professors. I talked with the people who were teaching the certification courses. I talked with all types of industry professionals, people who were event planners for 20, 30 years, people who were doing all kinds of things within the industry, because I was perplexed. I wanted to know, of course, just like you, the fastest way, but I wanted to know the best way to get trained and to understand my industry so that my clients would be satisfied with the work that I would perform for them. For me, customer service is number one. But you're going to hear all types of answers. Some people are going to tell you if you don't have a college degree, that's where you start. Okay, and then some people are going to tell you, well, if you have a college degree, great, but you need certificates. You need to be certified in event planning. That's great too. And then you're going to have people that say it doesn't matter what kind of training you have, you just need experience. So I'm going to talk about all those things. First, college degrees. I am not going to knock those. They are great. They are universal. You can use those in all types of industries getting jobs. And you can have a college degree in one field and get a job in something totally different. Today, the college degree is the qualifier for some of the better jobs out there, whether it's the event planning industry or not. But I'll say this much. With a college degree, especially a liberal arts degree, you will learn a variety of things that will be very, very, very useful in this industry. You will learn about advertising. You will learn about marketing. You will learn about accounting and bookkeeping. There are so many things you will learn with your liberal arts degree. Now, let's stay on the college track for a minute, because there are many fabulous colleges, 2-year and 4-year schools that offer degrees in the hospitality industry. In the hospitality industry, and that's the industry that we're in, the hospitality industry. I live in a city, I happen to live in a city, and this is a plug for a school that I do sometimes go to and talk to students. It's called Johnson and Wales. It is here in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina. It's just one of many, many schools where you can go and get a degree in hospitality. There are many schools that you can, if you even have your undergrad, you can go for an advanced degree in hospitality. Hospitality has hundreds of fields of study. So you're not just going to go and become an event planner. You can, but you could go and be a chef, or you could go and be a hotel manager. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of things, and that's another thing maybe at some point in time I'll put up a list or we'll talk about as far as different careers in the industry. But college is one option. And I don't knock any of them, because what's for me is not going to be for you, and what's for you is not going to be for Susie or for Tom. So every single person has to make a choice for themselves. But with the college degree, if you're starting from scratch, if you're not going full-time, it's going to be a minimum of 4 years. If you are going full-time, you probably will eke by in that time period. But on to the next thing. Let's talk about certifications and continuing education in that way. There are many organizations out there that will certify you or train you in event planning. There is the CMP, Charlie, Mary, Peter, CMP, Certified Meeting Planner. That is one designation that you could get in the hospitality industry, in specifically event planning. You will have to study, you will have to pass a national exam. If you do, you will succeed and you will become a certified meeting planner. It is a very wonderful credential to have, and not all of the people in our industry have it. It's very, very highly respected and something to strive for if that's something you'd be interested in. By obtaining the CMP, you will have studied most aspects of event planning. But that's one. You could go to many of the universities in your city. I know here in Charlotte, there is the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. So we use the acronym of UNCC. They offer a meeting and event planner certification course. I think it's 16 or 20 weeks, something like that. You go and they train you in every possible aspect. Well, not every. There's no training that will be every possible, but they train you in a wide variety of wide parts of the event planning industry. They will teach you how to read a contract. They will take you to different venues and show you how to do walkthroughs. You will meet various people in the industry, whether they're event planners or whether they work for the Visitor and Conventions Bureau. They spend all of the time necessary to train you in event planning, and it's the basic starting course. So if you're an advanced planner and you've been doing this 10, 20 years, that's probably not the course for you, but it's an idea about courses that are out there. So if you've never had any professional training and all of your experience comes from on the job, that's just one more thing to consider, because certain clients feel if you're not trained, they don't want to hire you. So that's options too. Let's look at industry guides that are out there. Many of the professional organizations that you would become a member of, like MPI, or ISIS, not the terrorist group, but ISES. These are organizations that, and there are probably many more, even regional things, but these are organizations that you can become a member of. Of course, there are membership fees and dues and things and requirements to being a member, but they have annual meetings, I'll say seminars and conventions where you can go and meet with hundreds of other industry professionals and talk about our craft, what we do. Learn. They will tell you new industry trends. They will show you within their publications that come out monthly things that are happening in the industry and things to be concerned about and how to avoid certain pitfalls. Those are great organizations, but there are so many, it's going to be very hard for you to narrow it down to find the most beneficial. I've just named a couple, but there are many out there. Also, too, think about if you're not already working, getting practice, getting experience. You can get further and additional training by getting involved. Nothing is going to come to you sitting on your sofa or just saying, well, this is all that I can do, that's all that I have experience with. get involved. There are many organizations out here that will allow you to gain experience planning their events because they don't have time. Many nonprofits need help. They very rarely have a budget, so you're going to spend a lot of time helping them to find funding for the ideas. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Think small, simple things. And if you need to have a larger, more costly event, see if there is a budget, and then maybe they'll kick in or a sponsor will kick in. Being creative and finding the money to do the events is part of the job. And nonprofits, which would be schools and churches, hospitals even, all types of American Cancer Society, American Heart Association, American Lung Association, Muscular Dystrophy Association. These are places that need help. Some of them have a staff, some of them don't, meaning a staff for planning events. Some of them have one individual, and it's a lot of people that work there, and this one individual is trying to do something all the time for different departments. So they're overworked and they need help. So you can reach out to them. Also, don't neglect your church, your children's school, and family and friends. Volunteer your time. You may not get an opportunity to do the entire event, but you can help them for sure. So if your sister's getting married and she has everything already down to a science, maybe there's one thing that you can think of that she doesn't have that you can take responsibility for and say, hey, how about if I offer my services to do, I don't know, whatever. If she doesn't have an event planner, I'm sure she would appreciate the help. Same thing with people at church. When they announce they're engaged, or you hear something's happening, or someone's just out of the hospital, think about throwing them some type of celebration. Of course, with their their input, you have to go and ask. But once they say, yeah, sure, why not? And they might have a little bit of money to put aside for it. That's experience for you, and it saves them the work of having to do it. Last but not least, let's never ever underestimate the power of talking to people, networking, people who are already in the industry. So if you're not sure, take yourself to the Visitor and Conventions Bureau. Take yourself to these professional organizations that are having meetings and seminars in your city. Attend them. Sit in on the workshops. Listen to the professionals. There are lots and lots and lots of online tools now where you can tune in and dial in monthly, weekly, daily if you want. You can be on blogs and forums and find out what everybody's doing and listen to the professionals and hear them talk about things that they've done and things that they're about to do, and you can learn from them. Also, people in your city who are event planners or florists or photographers, see if you can intern with them for the day. This way you know inherently from the very basic what it takes to put together a bouquet, what it takes to put together something on a table, what it takes for that photographer to go out and do a shooting for maybe an engagement. These are tools that are invaluable to you, and then you'll know ways and how to plan your time and how to budget for certain things because you will have learned firsthand from your business partners. Also, many event planners, if they don't have a bevy of events going on, they will answer questions for you. So, do never go unannounced, but you can always email people that you've met. You can email me, you can ask questions of others, and people will answer your questions to the best of their ability. And if they don't know, I have found people will refer you to others. So, wow, I didn't expect to go this long, but just wanted to let you know there's lots of resources out there for you, Shelley. So if you're still confused at all about anything, please feel free to reach out by email to me, lesliecburns@gmail.com. I'm also going to be putting some things on my website as far as help and guides, and as I said, I do have a book coming out later, but for now, take a look at my website, www.goldcrowneventplanners.com. Okay, thanks. Talk to you soon.